Welcome to the Black and White of It podcast, a podcast where two very different women discuss all things life. Our hope is that by discussing our different and similar perspectives on many aspects of life, people will consider viewpoints that they never thought about before. And now, here are your hosts, Donna and Amy, back with another great topic. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome back to the Black and White of It podcast. We are your hosts, Donna
and Amy.
And today we're going to ride the wave of music. Before we get into the topic for today, let's have our quote of the week. Author Billy Joel. I think music in itself is healing. It's an explosive expression of humanity. It's something we are all touched by. No matter what culture we're from, everyone loves music. So, when looking for a quote this week about music, I came upon several great ones. But based on the discussion that Amy and I had, I thought this one was the most fitting. It is all-encompassing of how I feel about music and how I think others feel about music. I definitely hope others feel that way about music. So I hope you enjoyed this quote, and let's get into today's episode. Okay. Also, before we get into the topic for today, this will be our last episode of season 1. Yes, we will be at episode technically 12.5. If you count our debut episode, which if you haven't listened to, you should, because it gives you a little bit more background about Amy and myself. So go back and listen to the debut episode if you haven't. But the last episode of season 1, our 12th episode. And I think the goal will be to come back maybe sometime in September, take August for a break, regroup, and try to figure out some things that worked and didn't work, and then come back with a new and improved season 2 for the Black and White of It podcast. But before we end out the season, let's talk about music. I personally wanted to talk about music because I love music. It really kind of follows beside you through every type of emotion and life change, problems, good times, happy times. I think music can invoke all these memories and feelings in you. So I just thought this would be a really good topic for us to round out on, and probably something that we have a lot of differences in. So however you want to start, Amy, if you want to talk about your favorite song or artist, your favorite music genre, you have the floor.
Okay. So whenever we decided to do this topic, I started to kind of panic because I honestly like a lot of different kinds of music. Definitely grew up listening to different music than I do now. Right now, my brain is cluttered, so it's really hard for me. Like, my family walks around like with Apple Music on all the time. So for me, it's, even though I enjoy it, I love music. Like you said, it invokes lots of memories. It kind of gets you moving. There's just, like you said, music does a lot for people, and I do enjoy it. It's just, I think I just don't even think to turn it on. But that being said, right now in my life, I probably listen to mostly like Christian music or possibly like country. My daughter made me a playlist on Apple Music because I don't even know how to do that. So whatever she's put on there is what I listen to. But I really enjoy like kind of going back to when I was younger and listening to music from that, day and age or whatever. Grown up, I listened to like Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown, and just things that you would not think that I would listen to if you looked at me now. You would be a little surprised by my choice choices of music back then. Definitely never been into like heavy metal or anything like that. I mean, New Kids on the Block as a kid, you know, whatever. Went to Milli Vanilli concert, Tom Petty concerts. But I don't know. For whatever reason, like I said, I panicked whenever I saw the topic because I'm like, gosh, I don't even know what I'm going to say because I really haven't. I don't really like, I can't say, oh, yeah, this is definitely my favorite artist and I would go pay $1,000,000 to see whoever because that's just not the truth. I would pay money. My daughter likes Thomas Rhett, and I took her there a couple years ago to see him on her birthday. So, I mean, something like that. Like, I actually enjoy watching other people enjoy music. So, I had a fun time with that. But as far as like having specific favorites, I don't have any specific favorite right now. Just kind of listen to whatever is put on my Apple playlist or whichever one they put on in the car, to be honest.
So we are very, very different here because I have been making playlists on Apple for years. I will say my absolute favorite genre is going to be R&B, rhythm and blues. I like hip hop and rap, but I also do like a lot of pop, and I will listen to some alternative. And there's probably some things that fall in between those things that I might not know the exact name for that I'll listen to. I will listen to a little bit of country, but honky tonk, I absolutely can't do. It's got to be poppy country. So like,
Okay, so what is honky tonk?
I can't even. I can't. I'll say I visited a bar in Nashville, Tennessee years ago, and there was the overalls, the probably a jug for it's probably a jug for liquor, the little banjo. I mean, like true, like what I consider country honky tonk. I was the only Black person in there, which doesn't really usually make me nervous, but I was very uncomfortable. A fight almost broke out in there. I was like, let me get my Black butt up out of here ASAP. And I did. I left.
Was it like bluegrass?
I mean, it could be bluegrass,
like
but I mean, I would put that even just extremely, it's not Shania Twain country. It's not Garth Brooks country. It's even more folksy, or I don't
Maybe
know.
bluegrass.
It might be bluegrass. I'm not sure,
I
but
don't know. I didn't know Taylor Swift was not country.
is she considered pop now?
I mean, poppier than country, I do believe.
Yeah. So honky tonk, heavy metal, those are two things that I absolutely positively probably have never really had an attachment to. Alternative music I listened to a lot more in middle school, going into high school, because that's what my friends listened to, and I enjoyed it. It's not like it was forced upon me. I enjoyed it. I bought those CDs back then. And so I have an eclectic ear, and I still think I pretty much do. I can listen to a lot of stuff. I can even listen to classical. Now, will I pull out classical to go for a walk or a jog? Probably not. But I feel like I have a pretty eclectic ear, and that is something that has stayed with me. And I can kind of agree with Amy right now. I don't have a favorite artist right now, I don't think. Like this is going to be controversial, but I love Chris Brown. Yes, he's a bad boy, but he is talented, and nobody can deny that. And he was the last concert I believe I've been to was him. So I like Chris Brown. As far as rapper, T.I., but like I said, as far as like what's literally going on right now, I don't have a favorite. I like Lizzo a lot. She's hot right now. I'm not part of the Beehive, but I do like Beyonce. I like Megan Thee Stallion. I like Cardi. I listen to Nicki. So like I don't think I have any true favorites right now. Just whatever they play on the radio. Most of my playlists date back to like 2015 when I was heavily working out, and it is such a hodgepodge of music. I mean, everything that can be on that playlist except for heavy metal and country is on there, and I love it. Christian music or gospel, groups like Mary Mary or Kirk Franklin, all of that. I have all of that mixed into my favorite walking, jogging, working out playlist. And so, yeah, I really just, it's really a wide range right now. So you said you don't really think to listen to music right now. You mostly listen to it in the car. So do you not listen to music when you clean up? I don't know if that's a Black thing, like Saturday morning,
No.
mom turns on Nita Baker and get up and clean.
No, definitely not a Black thing. Definitely white thing too. My daughter, my husband will turn on the radio really loud or put their AirPods in loud. I literally have very limited space in my brain. And I know that sounds like I can't really describe it. Like I have it's really hard for me to even wear AirPods, to be honest. I wear them for meetings or whatever, but I just don't think about it. So, but when I do, I enjoy it. It's like I just don't think about it at this time. Now in the car, of course, they put it on. I will drive in the car complete silence. I'm not a TV girl, so that might have something to do with it. My brain just needs a lot of quiet, probably more quiet than most people. But that being said, I love it music when I work out. Whenever I do listen to music, I'm like, oh, that was so great. It took me back, like you said, to 2015 or whatever. I think I just don't think about it.
Yeah. So
but I do love you.
Yeah, but I'm totally opposite. I don't have a lot of silence. I'll say most of the time when my apartment is silent is because I'm browsing social media and videos and stuff will come up. And so it's just easier for the TV to be on mute, but there's no silence around me. Typically, I do listen to music in the car, but I've gotten way more into podcasts since we created one. And so usually on the way to and from work, I listen to podcasts, mostly because the ones that I listen to are pretty long. And so it might take me all week to listen to one episode because some of them are hour and a half, 2 hours long. But other than that, yes, music can help me get going in the morning. I definitely turn it on in the morning. I'm listening to it in the shower while I'm getting ready, doing my makeup and all of that. If I'm in a certain mood, I'm turning on music, even if it makes me cry. Sometimes you need that release. And so I'll turn on something slow or something that reminds me of a specific person. And I'll just let those emotions go. If I'm just super duper bored or if I want to dance, music. Definitely when I walk or work out, I could try to listen to a podcast, but honestly, I need music to get me going, and it brings back great memories of when I used to jog outside and do Couch to 5K and get ready for my half marathons. And I would turn on the music, and you're listening all the songs you like because you made the playlist, and then one song comes on, you're like, oh, it picks you up. You speed up a little bit, you get a little burst of energy. I love all that. So I probably, and I go in phases. So once I probably kind of come down from this podcast phase, I'll go back to listening to music a lot more. But I really literally can lay down and listen to music for a couple of hours and just let my mind wander and think about people and memories. It's funny when a song comes on. I have Sirius XM. I don't listen to the local radio station, but when an old song comes on and immediately it makes you think about a person or something in high school or a specific situation. It's so funny to me, and I remember every single word. I might not remember what I ate yesterday, but I remember that song from 1999.
That's true. That is true.
The Black and White of It podcast is having a giveaway. That's right. We are having a giveaway. After you listen to this week's episode, please find a link to a survey in the description or show notes. We are trying to make the Black and White of It podcast the absolute best that we can, and we need your feedback. So again, please click the link for our survey in the description. We will draw 2 names to win $25 gift cards. So we're giving away 2 $25 gift cards to Amazon to 2 lucky winners. So if you just want to fill out the survey to help us out, that's greatly appreciated. Or if you want to try to win a gift card, we would love to have your feedback. So again, Click the link for the survey in the description. All of the rules will be listed in the description with the survey link. Now let's get back to today's show. So music, I just, it's just, I thank God for it. Because it definitely just walks with you along with life, and some things just never go away. And then you think about wedding songs and the graduation song, and just all that kind of stuff where we deem as a society that it's important to have music that just and music is as old as time, probably. It's been around, instruments making noises and singing. It's just one of those things that hopefully will always be here. I can't imagine that music and instruments and all that kind of stuff will go away. Speaking of, I was a band nerd in high school, and I played the clarinet in the marching band. And then after marching season, we could be considered a concert band. And then I actually was in pep band, which was, we played at basketball games. I did not do band in college, but so music has always been a very heavy part of my life. And then when my dad would pick me up as a kid, he'd have his Christmas music.
I like Christmas music.
Yeah, and Christmas music definitely evokes an emotional response in me. I used to love it because I guess my mom didn't have any CDs or tapes or whatever like that. And so as soon as I get in his car for the holidays and I'd hear those old school Jackson 5 and New Edition, those old school R&B Christmas songs, it just made me happy. And I just knew, Christmas was coming. Do you have any memories like that as far as holiday Christmas music or whatever?
Oh, definitely with Christmas music for sure. My mom definitely liked Christmas music, would put in, like you said, a CD or something like that. And I remember it just, as far back as, like you said, that we can remember. Definitely, I mean, just makes you excited for the holidays. My daughter starts playing Christmas music about October, so she is a music girl. So she knows every word to every song, every genre. It's just absolutely mind blowing. I mean, songs that you wouldn't even know that she had heard. So she enjoys music the same way that you do, and I get to enjoy it through watching her. If that makes
Yeah.
I enjoy I just like, how in the world do you know every artist that you knows all of the words to all of the songs? I could not place one song with one person, but she knows all of the words. It just kind of sticks with her. I wish we could teach algebra like that.
Right. I mean, it's always been funny to me. You memorize every single word to a song. You know it 20 years later. But if you sat down a trigonometry book in front of me, I'm sorry, I don't remember any of that stuff, and I couldn't help you. So it's just so funny. But I guess with music, it's so repetitious. You hear, the same songs over and over and over. And then if it's a catchy tune or you like it, then you have no choice but to memorize it. But yes, I wish algebra was like that, or any type of subject was like that. It would make life so much easier. But anyway. The only other thing I kind of want to talk about was concerts, which we've touched on a little bit. I said Chris Brown was my last concert. I've seen Jill Scott in concert. I am blanking a little bit on the concerts. But the first time I saw Chris Brown, he had a whole host of people with him. He had Fabulous and Keith Sweat. T.I. came out. Like, it was a whole host of people. So I had like 10 concerts in one that night. It was great. But I've not been to a ton of concerts at all. And I wish I could go to more. I've probably been to more professional football games than I have to concerts, as much as I love music. But any special concert that sticks out to you, for you, Amy?
I went to tons of concerts growing up. My dad was a police officer and did security. So I've been to every genre of concert that you can think of, even back to like fanfare. So all the country artists were there. I've been to Milli Vanilli, Tom Petty, New Kids on the Block. I think I mentioned all this earlier. So I actually had fun at every single one of them. Like, there hasn't been a concert that I didn't like.
Yeah, for sure. And then another thing is, the artist they have that opens for them might not be somebody you've heard of before, or they're very new. And so I enjoy that aspect of concerts too, getting to listen to several different artists, and usually not just the one main headliner. But I don't know why I'm blanking. I've been to more than Chris Brown and Jill Scott, but I'm blanking right now on my other concerts, and I guess I thought it would just come right back to me, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been to a concert, so some of those concerts probably were ages ago. Oh, I've seen Snoop Dogg in concert too. That was pretty awesome. I highly enjoyed that, and I will say the crowd was mostly white, and they were so into seeing Snoop Dogg. I think a lot of them smoked weed to Snoop Dogg. And so like they were just really, they were probably more excited to see him than the rest of us. But that was a concert, and I was fresh out of college. So I was probably 22 years old. That's one I'll cherish. I really, really enjoyed. So yeah, hopefully in the future I'll be able to go to another concert soon here. Who knows? If it's outside, I definitely would be open to going to a concert in the next year or so, but we'll just have to see. So I think that's it. Do you have any closing words for the season, Amy?
Closing words for the season, just that I'm thankful to be a part of this, and it's super fun recording a podcast. I've never listened to many podcasts, and I definitely plan on that being an endeavor soon. Maybe you guys can send some good recommendations for me.
All right. So I want to say thanks for coming along with us on this journey. We have definitely had some bumps in the road and some turns. We are still recording remotely just because of time. But the goal would be for this next season that we won't be remotely unless we absolutely have to, because we just have too many issues recording remotely. So again, if the quality of the last several episodes are not that great, we apologize. We hope to do better. But anyway, that being said, thank you. This has been so much fun. This has been enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed learning how to do all of this kind of stuff. Maybe Amy can come take a crash course, and maybe she'll edit an episode or two in the next season. We'll see. She's silent here. So I guess that means no.
No, I said that would be fun.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, thanks again, you guys, so much for coming along. Please don't forget about our survey and giveaway. Again, all information is down in the description, including the rules. We'll also have a link so you can sign up to our email subscriber list so that you can get updates about the show. And we cannot wait until the next time.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Black and White of It podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we truly, greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Black and White of It podcast.